And a pleasant good evening, everybody. Unless you're watching from the West Coast. We got West Coast fans out there, and they're watching us in the afternoon. I am Steve. Welcome to the Put It in the Book show, Season 4, Episode number 24. We're a little short-staffed right now, but I'm confident that this team can absolutely take us to the promised land. I am Steve, as always, got Rodriguez. We can, right? Got Rodriguez to my left.
Absolutely.
You're right.
Absolutely. My right.
Yeah. You're right, they're left.
Am I looking at you now? This is how that works? I'm looking at you now?
Okay. Yeah, we could do it like this, and we could just,
we could do that?
like this.
Okay, fantastic.
You want to do
I don't even know what we're doing. No, I do not want to do that. I do that with Keith every time.
Yes. So we don't have Keith today. Producer Joe, he fell asleep back there, is what Rodriguez had to say.
Can't wake him up. During the break, I'll throw some gas bombs there. That usually wakes him up, the gas bombs. On occasion. On occasion, he sleeps right through some of them. Believe it or not.
Well, I mean, sometimes, heavy sleepers, and you just can't get it going. And then something bad happens to them, and then it's, you shouldn't have been involved in all that stuff.
Excuses.
Yeah.
That's all they have, Farace.
All right.
Producer Joe, just full of excuses.
Speaking of excuses, I'm thankful that today we don't have to come on here giving a whole bunch of different excuses for the Mets play. But all that being said, let's go ahead and get this bad boy started here. We got to do it ourselves. We got to do it ourselves this week.
We have to just roll up our sleeves and do the work that these
down
boys
and
can't
dirty.
do.
All right, let's do it.
All right, relax.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, as we get set here to be your pregame show for today's game against the lowly scumbag Miami Marlins. Yeah?
Douches.
That works out.
All douches,
Did you see,
all of them.
Like they are really playing like, we've had some nerves going into this stretch, even though it's been against the Nats and the Marlins, because those two teams typically come back and bite us in the ass, right? But the Marlins this year, so far, they're playing their part. They're knowing their role. Just grounders off a wrist and bad play in the field. We've seen some of this stuff on our team, but not to this level. And I'm glad that it's happening. So Rodriguez, it's been about a week since we were last on. This roller coaster.
Pretty much.
We were 5.5 up, 8.5 down. Now we're 4 out. So it's been an 18-game swing. Talk about the emotional roller coaster real quick while I share this puppy out.
Bro, emotional roller coaster is insane. We're talking being a Mets fan. This is what is called being a Mets fan. If you can't take being up by 8 in September and losing and then going down by 7, and then for some miracle at the end of September, the last day or two of October, you're still in it for either a pennant or a wild card. That's part of being a Met fan. You don't have to worry about going to the store and getting those cardiac arrest things and hanging them in your house. You don't need those things, because every week your heart is stressing out to the max. Every day you watch a Mets game. Every week you look at the standings. Every month you worry about, are the Braves going to catch us? Are the Phillies going to somehow make it real? We don't care about the Nats, because they're Nats. The Dolphins or the Miami Marlins, or I don't know what they are. The Miami Mahi-Mahis, whatever you want to call them. We don't worry about them. All we worry about is how close we are to getting in first place. So those stupid mahi-mahi bastards can't ruin it for us, because they do it every year, Farace. This is what I tell you every year.
So hurtful.
Right? Every year It just hurts you to your core. Like, how can you watch this team day in and day out? Especially some of you guys think it's a football game. You're watching 162 weeks worth of football in 1 year. You're losing your minds. You can't do it that way. Baseball is a game of failure. That's the key
We
to
do
being a
lose our
Mets fan,
minds.
you know. Well, remember, if you fail 7 out of 10 times, you're freaking fantastic. You're gonna be one of the best ever. So think
Hall of
about
Fame.
all the failure that goes through with being a player. It is
Look
a
at this.
football game. See, there it is, producer
There
Joe. That's why
it
he's so angry. Now we
is.
can do that. We can do it that way. We can't do it that way. Okay, whatever. Do
Uh,
it anyway. You want to see how miserable really is? The Marlins always
yes.
play us tough. They do,
Yeah.
Dominic. They play us tough because they hate us, Dominic. Okay, they're jealous of us. Every time the New York fans come down to see the Marlins play, I'm sorry, to see the Mets play the Marlins at
Exactly.
Mets South, you know, they're upset because that's the only time they ever put seats in the stands. The only time they ever put people in seats in that stadium is when the New York teams come, even the, you know, them, Eastern guys like Atlanta come or Tampa Bay comes over or some kind of rivalry thing or something like that. But it has to be somebody with some presence, somebody with some fandom. The Mets, the Cubs, the Red Sox. Those are all
Yep.
teams that have fans that have been brought up as fans for life. So that's why, Farace. That's why being a Mets fan can kill you. You don't need one of those things to jumpstart your heart every week, man.
Not at
Wisdom.
all.
I wish it
Ricky
was. I
Chili,
wish it
baby.
was, producer Joe. I wish that was
Uh,
wisdom.
Cowbell Man is
Para
joining
every
us,
year.
but it
Yes.
looks like he's got a little bit of bad news, though.
What?
We lost a true Mets fan last night. Passed away, Junior Raphael. We send our condolences from the show.
Oh,
So
we're
sorry to
very
hear
sorry
that.
to hear that. Our condolences.
And you hear that, Metsies? Tonight, we win it.
Farace.
A little
Cheers.
cheers. Toast.
Little cheers. Little toast.
Let's get that even more important now that we win tonight's game.
Now we
Um,
need to win.
yeah, so, you know,
But Bartolo Colon's pitching tonight, right?
yeah. Yeah, Cowbell
That would
Man,
just be the end
absolutely.
of it.
And any time, my friend.
Anytime,
Anything
Cabo,
that we can
man.
do.
Anytime.
So let's get into some baseball stuff here. We found out yesterday that the whole reason for cyGrom, the cygrominator being out has been a
Oh,
partial tear
juicy
of the
gossip.
UCL, tiny little tear
Juicy.
that has what was the quote that they used? It's not healed itself, reversed itself, or something like that.
Yeah, it's
But
fine. It's fine.
so, what's your theory, Rodriguez? What do you feel in your heart of heart? Because the ultimate goal here is, no matter what's going on with the schedule, and we're going to get to that, to be 3 games out or less, preferably less, behind the Braves going into that last series. So, is it?
And to have cyGrom or Noah. And I'm never gonna call him what he needs to be called. He has
I
to
know,
come
I
in and
know.
be that guy. Okay, one of those two. That's the goal, dude. The goal is for us to go into that last weekend with those two available for either game or both games, whatever works out for Noah. We need those
Yeah.
guys. So that's our goal, my brother.
You know,
Don't get
when
upset.
you no, so here's I'm fine with us just finding that out. I'm fine with it because you got to handle the Mets fan very gently, right? So
Oh,
if
very
like
gently because they freak out at everything.
right, but like if at the trade deadline, because we went out with Rich Hill and Trevor Williams, and we're gonna we'll dive
And
into that in
Javi
a second,
Baez.
and
And
Javi
Javi
Baez. But
Baez.
from a we all we heard was we didn't get any pitching, but those two have held their end of the bargain up pretty well in over the last
Yeah,
couple of starts. Trevor Williams been
they
fine.
absolutely have.
Rich Hill has been fine. Look at that's exactly producer Joe, right on cue.
Yeah. Right on cue, and all in
but
caps.
but if we would have heard as a group, as a fan base, that Jacob deGrom has a partial tear in his UCL, we could not have handled it.
There would have been people hanging off trees. They would have jumped into traffic.
Bad.
It would have been bad. There would have been another fire at Citi Field. Just
Listen,
like the
Sandy
last
knows
time.
us. Right? Remember that?
There was a fire there. Well-deserved fire, too, to wake them up a little bit. Sandy knows that if he tells us that stuff, what's going to happen, Farace? Every Met fan is going to go doom and gloom. Producer Joe probably would have cut off a testicle. Like, he doesn't need them anyway, but that's not the point. Something bad would have happened. Something horrible would have happened. I wouldn't want to see that. So
No.
I'm glad he did what he did. I'm glad he's giving this to us in little bits and pieces. And now everybody wants to have him fired because he lied to us. It's not our business anyway. It's who cares? I mean, what do I care?
Do you think that the fans would have gone so far as to boo their home team? Sorry, I couldn't resist it.
In New York at Citi Field.
Oh man.
I mean, Jesus Christ! It would have happened in an instant. It could still happen tonight. All it takes is one pitch.
Producer Joe wants to know which of the three he should cut off.
Ask your wife. She has them in her pocketbook anyway.
Oh, yeah, producer Joe was very upset about the thumbs down. See? Yeah, I don't know what you're doing back there. I thought you ran a tighter ship than that.
Dude, I used to. You know what? But the laws have changed. You know, what are you gonna do? There's new animal laws. I have to adhere to them.
You're handcuffed right now, buddy. I completely understand.
For me.
Let's do this real quick here. If I can find it. Yes, I can. Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters.
It is.
From their roaster to your front door. Tons of different flavors to choose from here. And I'm looking for, there it is.
Majestic?
No, Majestic.
Poppycock.
Yeah. What? Oh, this is Poppycock.
Poppycock.
So, tons of different flavors. Gives you that energy boost. I'm not going to go through all the flavors because I'm not that good at it. Keith is the guy who's good at it. So morning wood,
coffee,
dark roast, dark chocolate.
You do remember
those are the
that
flavors.
One, don't
you can add 50% more caffeine to get your day really jump started. And you could be a weirdo like producer Joe and have decaf. You know, I'll never understand the point of it.
Because that's coffee house.
Yeah, what are we doing here? But if you're gonna get decaf, get the decaf from Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters. Head over to brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com and put the code, all capital letters, Pop Culture Pros, in there to get a buy two, get one bag free from your boys at the Put in the Book Show. So
you're welcome. And well worth it.
Hannah Banana.
Uh-oh. What's going on here? Hannah Banana. What?
Hannah Banana, says producer Joe.
Oh, okay.
So he's telling me to check my WhatsApp. Nice job. Breathing. Yeah, you could. No, you can't. I don't think you could do that, producer Joe. But it's a likely story. Steve loves the banana. Speaking of the Pop Culture Pros, we have a triple header going on today. We have this show, the Put in the Book Show, followed by at 7 o'clock. Absolutely. Number one, bar none, hands down. Let's go Mets. At 7 o'clock, we got the newly untitled NFL and Fantasy Football Show from Pop Culture Pros. And then at 8:30,
very exciting.
Granny's Peach Tea. And I believe that they might have a Marvel movie to talk about.
I would like to know what they're saying. Those guys are good comic book dudes. They know what they're talking about.
They're fantastic. They're good peeps. All right, let's talk about the schedule. Here's the schedule. We've talked about this before. So within the schedule, and it's going into next year also, is that we have to play the American League East this year in September. And, say what you want about interleague play. I think we talked a little bit earlier this year that, the stance on this show is that if we're going to have it around the All-Star break, right? And maybe it's narrowed down to just Mets and Yankees, your rivalries. But really, to be playing the Yankees for 3, and I'm not saying that we're scared of these two teams because the Yankees have fallen off. They've lost 8 out of 9 since they won 13 in a row. The Red Sox were in our position in the National League East the whole year, and now Tampa's like 9 games up, running away with everything. But just the fact that you're playing outside of your division. Next year, we go to Oakland in September. So here's what
the Angels. Yeah.
We have Trout and these guys, but go forward, Rodriguez. After this series concludes with the Marlins, you got the Yankees, Cardinals, and Phillies at Citi Field. Big emotional weekend, September 11th, 20th anniversary there. Going to be a bunch of Mike Piazza's going to be there. Bobby Valentine's throwing out the first pitch to Joe Torre. But that's big.
Wow.
But the games are
big right there.
Huge, massive importance for both teams. What we know needs to happen, but Yankees, Cardinals, and Phillies are not exactly a walk in the park here. What do you make about this?
They're not. They're not. But you want to get to the playoffs, right? And when you get to the playoffs, you want to be a team that can actually believe in winning. You want to believe you can win, so you have to beat teams like the Skankies. You have to beat the Cardinals, and you have to beat the Phillies. Especially the Phillies are in your own division. They're above you. You got to knock them down. You got to step on them. Once you knock them down a little bit underneath you, then you take a crap on them. After you take a crap on them, then you step on their neck. And once you step on their neck, you take a piss on them. So you want them to be at least 9 games down by the time you're ready, by the time October rolls around. Okay? So you got to beat those guys. You got to beat the Skankies. You just have to perform as a team. I understand the interdivisional thing. Maybe we should not be playing Skankies, another league, because it really doesn't matter in our league. We should, if you want to do it like that, then September should be all about our division. It should be the Braves, it should be the Phillies, it should be the Nats, and it should be the Marlins. We should all play that whole month, and that'll be fine. I'll take that. If you're really worried about interleague play, I mean, the name of the game is to win every single game, bro. Whoever you play, doesn't matter if it's the Skankies,
100%,
the Twins, the Braves. You got to win every game. That's all that matters.
Yep. And Dom says 5 out of 6 Marlins and Yankees.
It doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah,
I think sweet.
Because and in that scenario, it's I feel like it's the sweep the Marlins, take 2 or 3 from the Yankees. After that, I mean, the only thing going for us, if you want to call it that, because if once you get hot, you don't want these Terzio. But between now and the end of the month, the Mets have four off days. So you got the Yankees and Cardinals, 6 games straight, then an off day. Then you got the Phillies for 3, then an off day. Then you got the Red Sox for 2, then an off day. Then you got the Brewers for 3. And the Marlins for 4, and then the Braves for 3. So, completely doable. Get to within 3 games. And first of all, we all need to prepare for that. Going into that series, 3-2 or 1 game out or tied or ahead.
It's gonna
Tom's time.
It's gonna happen.
The stock for Tom's is gonna shoom. Buy into it now, baby.
Absolutely. Start buying some ginger ale because you're gonna have tummy aches. Don't eat anything that you can. Don't eat any of those wings that have a lot of sauce on them because you're not gonna be able to hold that sauce in. I'm telling you, the Mets are gonna make your life a living heck up until the very end. All right, so that's what's gonna happen. However, I would feel more comfortable towards that time if we had a certain cyGrom and a certain Noah. If we had 2 guys, if those 2 guys came back for the end, it would be amazing. It would really boost the team's pitching staff because these guys are holding on, but they're no aces. Carrasco can be an ace. He has the stuff. He hasn't found his control. I bring his name up because I know how he irks you. I know he irks you a little bit, but
he irks me just because
so well.
it's the early scoring that gets. But yesterday, I mean, you make several errors in the field. He only had one earned run. But I had the confidence to start him in fantasy baseball playoffs against Brian Hum Sucks.
Well, there you go.
I also started Steven
Oh,
Matz
absolutely.
against the Skanks, and he shut him down. Sorry, but
Okay. All right. Listen, I'm glad. I have nothing against Steven Matz now that he's somewhere else. Let him enjoy living in a pressure-free life. He couldn't handle the pressure in New York. Get out. You don't belong here anyway. Go back to Long Island. New York, Long Island. It's Brooklyn. Okay? It's Brooklyn and then the rest. Okay? Long Island, forget about it. It's old Brooklyn.
Forget about it.
They're almost dead anyway. They're almost dead. So it doesn't matter. Brian Home does suck all day. Anyway, what are we talking about? Why we get so excited about Brian Home? Can't stand it.
Because he sucks. And he's a Philly fan. By the way, we're a game and a half behind the Phillies.
He's filthy.
Behind the Phillies now, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna gloat. I'm not gonna say a word until we're.
Oh no!
Because being underneath, you can't talk shit because it's gonna come right back at you. Think about it.
We can't. I can't say a word to him right now at all because the Mets are a game and a half behind, and I'm playing him in the fantasy playoffs. So you can't talk too much trash and then lose.
Oh wait, let me just say something. Did I knock that kick Kyle out of the playoffs?
Yes,
did I really knock that kick Kyle?
You did.
Yes.
Listen, Rodriguez, you played spoiler very well against Kyle.
Dude, you know what? I started 0-7 in this league. 0-7, and I ended up at 9-12. So I hustled my way out there, and I knocked somebody down. I'm a miserable son of a gun. Oh well.
Yeah, we don't like Dodger fans. Round these
parts. We don't like them.
All right, you touched on this a couple minutes ago, but Pete Alonso has been just killing the ball. Oh
my God!
And now here's the difference. He's gotten hot at certain points. He was in the inconsistency pile at one point, but now he's been very consistent.
Say what I think.
But now it's like he's taking everybody with him. He's got look at underneath his right arm, he's got Conforto and he's got Diaz and he's got Lindor. Here he's got VR and Pilar and he's just like urging them on, and they're coming out of it now. So you got Conforto, Lindor has smoked the ball. I don't know how many times. Baez, for you guys at the when he first came over with the thumbs down, you were like, oh, he's hitting 210. He's staying. What is he at? 250, 255 now, almost 30 home runs. He's driving the ball.
What about
on the bases?
The last
on
8
the
games.
Defense.
Almost 400. Almost 400.
What is he at? 381 or 391?
381.
This is what you need to deal with Baez. He's going to have his unbelievably frustrating strikeouts, but then he's just going to smoke the ball. So now when you got a lineup with VR who's sizzling hot, Lindor, who's just smoking the ball left and right to all fields. Conforto's hitting the ball to all fields.
Both sides.
Alonso's hitting them into orbit.
Opposite fields.
Finally, Rodriguez, the runs are being scored. What do you attribute the turnaround to? Or, was it did maybe somebody call Chili Davis and getting some tips on the side? No.
Maybe sometimes tough love does work. Sometimes you don't have to coddle the athlete. Sometimes you have to tell them, hey, guys, look in the mirror, suck it up, act like paid professional athletes, act like men. Don't cry when your hitting coach gets thrown out or gets fired. Don't cry. Don't cry when that happens because that is not leadership. Take them under your arms. You're a polar bear. A polar bear is a big animal, man. You could grab a little indoor, a little Baez, a couple of guys, a little Pilar and Villar on your back. And Dominic Smith maybe needs to ride. Let him hop on too. Take these guys to the kingdom, big man. You're going to be the new captain, okay? Conforto, he might not be here this year. If it's not Conforto, it's you. You are Mr. Met, and you're going to represent us for the next 10 or 15 years, dude. That's all you got to do. Take these guys under your wings. Everybody becomes a team. Let's win some games.
Producer Joe's a smart ass over here.
And the bear.
Hey, yeah, I mean, it's been quite the turnaround, scoring tons of runs, and it's felt, you're more confident now. You can go down not that I wish this, but you go down 5-0 in the first
Listen,
inning
don't get crazy.
and
Don't get
have
crazy.
and have the thought that
Oh,
okay, we could chip away at this, and now with all of a sudden we can put up that crooked number, which is huge. So now I want to talk about the closing situation real quick, and I don't want to make it a situation, but he
it's all
did.
right. You just made it a situation by
No, no,
calling it a
no,
situation.
no. So Diaz did blow two games in Washington, and now we know even against the Braves, the Nationals are one of the best hitting teams in baseball since the trade deadline. The dangerous teams sometimes are the scrappy ones that'll single, and then you got Soto hit the big bomb. So this is not
Right.
a team that's even
Soto's a
laying
great
down.
equalizer.
Yep.
If he's coming up in any part of the inning, he's the great equalizer. He's going to change the game for you guys, for the Nats, actually. So you have to be really careful with the man. You have to pitch a certain way. Sometimes you lose. It's going to happen. But guess what the Mets did? They got Brad Hand. They bolstered that little bullpen. They made it a little bit better by getting him. Okay, now you have Brad Hand. You have Aaron. Okay, you have May. Okay, and you have I can't think of anybody else, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who I've left out of the bullpen. Oh, you have Lugo. You have Loogie. Okay, he can pitch a little bit, and I don't know anybody. Whatever, whoever else may be there.
You don't wanna? No, can't think of it.
I'm not gonna say the F word. I'm not gonna say the F word. So now you made a better bullpen, okay? So you can deal with Diaz. If you want to call it a situation, sometimes, yeah. When Diaz doesn't change speeds, he's just a regular pitcher that throws 99 now because they could clock him, okay? They could time
Yep.
him. So he's got to have that slider. He's got to have a changeup. He needs one more pitch because his slider is a lot like his fastball because of his motion. It comes out of the same angle, okay? It might do something different, but it comes out of the same angle. And if that slider is flat, it's actually a 90-mile-an-hour meatball. Okay,
Yeah.
so instead of having that slider, he needs to get himself a changeup because he goes 99, 101 with the fastball, comes down with a changeup. His changeup is going to go down and in. It's going to be a little bit different because of the way his arm angle is. So if he came up with another pitch, I think he'd be more effective. But what do I know?
I think you know some stuff. I think you know some stuff. Terzio says he's getting a 20-game package for next year.
Wow,
We
nice
might
job, Terzio.
we might hit you
team.
up and we'll be up there. Maybe we'll.
Yeah, don't tell freeloaders where you're at. I mean, don't tell your friends where you're at.
So
They'll
would
find
you? You have zero doubt in your mind. You have confidence in Diaz go forward to get us through these last 24, 25 games or so?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's not only Diaz. You can't only say it's just going to be Diaz. You have the F word. You have May. You have Loogie. You have Aaron Loop. You have Brad Hand. You have a heck of a bullpen there, man. Guys, that's a fantastic bullpen, except for the F word. Where guys are pretty good. They should. They should produce a winning team with that type of bullpen. So it's not only on Diaz. If you see that Diaz is off, don't bring him in. The first batter, when he's on. As soon as he hits that first batter, dude, he comes in like a beast. Like a beast. He just the slider's working and the fastball's out of control. So, you could tell.
No, of course, and I haven't lost. I didn't bring that up to say that I lost confidence in him. I still have confidence in him. In certain situations, he maybe shouldn't come in non-save situations, and you bring in a Loop who has a 1 ERA.
They have a new bullpen guy coming in about another week and a half. Okay, it's NS. His initials are NS. Okay, I will not say what his name should be, but there's a new bullpen guy coming in a couple of weeks. I guarantee you, he comes into the bullpen and he comes in maybe the 6th or 7th inning.
I am very excited for that.
He's good. And hopefully they have special effects that are like lightning bolts and stuff like that.
Yes.
If he comes in and strikes out
the
the side.
return,
But
the return.
you heard what he can't
Lightning
throw.
should hit the apple.
He can't throw his slider.
Yeah, he can't. No,
throw his slider anymore.
He's just going to be a fastball changeup.
Fastball changeup guy. Wow, they're gonna try to make him into a pitcher.
Yeah, look at that, and you
it's gonna be crazy.
And he'll be
then he can be a closer.
Can prove himself. Hey,
if you're fastball changeup, you got the job. You're the closer.
But there are several guys. I mean, we've gone from hell with our bullpen to there are several guys we're comfortable with legitimately closing a game. Diaz and Loop, and I'm not going to mention
everyone in the bullpen is closer.
It's basically everybody. And Brad Hand, you should have signed with us to start with. We wanted you from the beginning, buddy.
But we wouldn't have Loop then. I don't think we'd have Loop, right?
Right. No, but yeah, and Loop was. I mean, geez, Loop was a fan. You always think twice to see if your pocket has been picked when you trade with the Rays or like the Cardinals, because they know what they're doing. But thank you very much to the Rays for Loop. Let's get real quick to today's game, today's lineup. Brought to you by us.
Let's do this.
VR comes in.
Oh.
Remember VR was hitting like 225, batting 263 now, and this is a guy who is not supposed to start.
But I tell you that 225 was very effective. A very effective 225.
100%.
Okay,
100%.
And that's key. That's key to these guys becoming a better team now. They're driving runners in again. They're not leaving them in second and third all the time. No, by hook or by crook, however they're doing it, they're driving those guys in.
Yep. You got Lindor at shortstop, batting second at 227. Pete is in the 3-hole today at first base at 269. Conforto, he had dropped down to 203. Now he's back up to 221. Conforto in right field. Baez batting fifth at second base, 251. 251 for Baez.
No, I'm talking about Conforto. I'm good with Baez. I'm good with Baez batting 270 at the most. Conforto's the guy that kills me still.
Yeah, but with guys like Conforto and Lindor with the batting average, you have to kind of say, okay, this is your cutoff point for the year. Now you got to look at, you had 312 in August and is batting 280, and I'm just making numbers up because they've been
I think they are batting over 300 in August.
Yeah,
they play very well.
And
so
into September, yeah,
I'll give them some slack.
So and then now McNeil still has not cracked. McNeil is still at 247. He's playing left field. He's been doing a decent job out there in left field, but
I think so.
I don't know. Something irks me about J.D. Davis just not getting any playing time at all. And then when he comes in, I don't know if that's what he wants. Do they want him to be the pinch hitter extraordinaire because he's coming off the bench getting a hit every night? But
he's good for that, isn't he? He's very focused when he comes in. Obviously, you see that he's doing very well coming as a pitch hitter. VR is hot. It's J.D. Davis' spot still, and let's be honest, it really is. But VR is so hot, you can't take him out of there. The guy is just playing really good ball, making very good defensive plays. He is what he is. He's part of the bench. They brought him in to be a bench guy. Once he cools down, JD will come slide right in. Hopefully that's within the next week or so. JD comes in, hits 300, and the Mets go on to win the Eastern, championship. Now, what do we got again?
Do it for Howard.
What is
do it for
Eastern
Howie.
Division?
Yeah, let's get the National League East
don't
first.
Say that. There's nothing wrong with Howard. He's going to be fine. Okay?
No, he's going to be great.
We're going to have to change our name.
I don't know why you just called him Howard though. That was like if you were reprobated.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna have to change them to "It Was the Put It in the Book Show" or
no, we just take over.
"Long Live the Put It in the Book Show."
No, we just.
Oh my God! Look at you.
Just power right on through.
See this.
All right.
This is why you have reparations, because of people like that.
All right, so it's 4 minutes till. So let's wrap this bad boy up. Put a big old blue and orange ribbon on it because I just want to say, Producer Joe, we did it, baby. We did it, Producer Joe. Rodriguez, any closing remarks as we head on out?
Let's go, Mets. Take care of yourselves. Cover yourselves up. Vaccinate. Don't listen to producer Joe. Let's go, Mets.
Yes, and I really quick before we go, Sterlin's Paradise.
Yum, yummy.
Located in Margate, daily lunch specials, authentic Haitian cuisine, 360 State Road 7 in Margate, like I said. Sterlin's Paradise, call ahead to get your order, or, Grubhub and all those wonderful,
Call ahead.
very lazy app. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, daily lunch specials again, 754-205-2637 is the number. And on that note, let's go Mets. We got this. I'm gonna take a quote from Mr. Pete Alonso. We got this, baby.
Oh, stop! He's a crybaby.
Big weekend against the Yankees. Gonna be an emotional weekend with Piazza out there, and just reliving that whole everything from 20 years ago, 9/11. Very somber day. But after the ceremonies and after all that stuff is over, gotta focus on the field. Gotta beat these Yankees 2 out of 3. Gotta win. For myself. Yes, do that too. For Rodriguez. For Keith, who's not here this week. For producer Joe, who joined us in a way. Joined us briefly. We'll be back here next week, and we'll talk more Mets baseball. We'll keep you all posted on what's going on with Mets baseball, morning, afternoon, night in the group. Until then, peace out, everybody.